Good day. Hello, 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 Instagram. Hello, 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 YouTube. Happy Self Care Tuesday. Let me see what's going on here. I ain't seen y'all in a couple of weeks. I wanted to pop in real fast on this Self Care Tuesday. Not my normal day. Not my normal day. But I wanted to pop in because Georgia being disrespectful today. Georgia being disrespectful. And so I'm like, well, since I'm home, let me come and talk to the people. Let me come talk to the people. Since I haven't seen y'all in about 2 weeks. I know it's late. It's real late to say Happy New Year. I've been saying Happy New Year, to y'all, in my community box and, for the ones who are on my email list. I done say Happy New Year's to y'all. But I was supposed to come on Saturday to do my actual first video back. And I'm like, well, it's Take Care of Yourself Tuesday. Let me take care of the people today. Let me share this little word with you. So today is like very informative, just giving you some, highlights, some heads up, some things to look forward to. What's going on, Miss Lady? Come on, Jesus. That part. Not gonna hold y'all long at all. Just wanted to stop by and share some things and get some information out to you. Jesus, be offense as always. Thank you, Lord, for your faithfulness, y'all. Thank you, Jesus. Y'all have no idea. Y'all have not a clue what Coach T has been through over these past couple of weeks. Not sharing with y'all, not being in with y'all. The things that God has revealed, stuff that's been taking place right up underneath my nose. Hello. Hey, y'all. Listen. Hey, YouTubes. Y'all know I don't know how to really, do this typing and talking at the same time thing. So I'm just going to say hello. Hey, Miss Lady. I'm happy to see y'all. I miss y'all. I needed this time. So much has been revealed. So much God has said. So much God has shown me. I can't wait to get into the teachings and get into some of the things that he shared. Listen, y'all see the title. Instagram. Y'all see the title. YouTube. I wanted to just come on here and just, share with you, especially for the ones who, has been following. Name a I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna be reading this stuff because I don't want to get off task. I don't want to do that. But especially for the ones who was with me for Vision Night. Especially ones who was with me for Vision Night. I really wanted to just come on here and share some information with you and just give you kind of like a heads up of what to expect with buoyancy wife coaching. Come on, Jesus. And so listen, the question I put on here today was, do you like yourself? Do you like yourself? And that's a real question. It's a real question. So I want to just share with you some information and share with you why I said what why I'm asking that question, and just kind of get, some information out to you, and, you make a decision on what you want to do next. So we are 4 weeks into this new year. Y'all, it's been 4 weeks already. Jesus. And one of the biggest questions I have been asking some of my wife clients that I've been still coaching behind the scenes is, what have you discovered about yourself? Y'all know I like to come on Tuesdays sometimes just to share, just to kind of give you some insight, just to kind of give you some information, and just to really, really highlight and talk about the importance of taking care of yourself. So that's why I call it Take Care of You Tuesday. I don't come on Tuesdays regularly, but when I do come on, I really, really like to highlight the importance of taking care of yourself. Yes, I am a mental health wife coach, and I coach wives who are going through a mental health crisis or issue concerning their marital grievance. However, I am also part of that. Part of me being that type of coach, I also prioritize self-care and prioritize your well-being. And so one of the questions I have been really, really asking some of my wife clients lately is, what have you discovered about yourself? Are you keeping up with all those goals and, New Year's resolutions? I would call them goals, regiments that you put together for yourself. Like, have you really, really been, pursuing those things? Have you really, really been keeping up with those things? Have you seen any significant changes with the things you vowed to accomplish and to improve? Have you seen some changes? It's been 4 weeks, right? Have you seen some changes? Have you seen anything new that has taken place? Are there any areas that you are still struggling with? Are there any areas that you are still, trying to, achieve, trying to live up to? You still trying to, navigate through that? What is hindering you currently? What is something that's currently hindering you from where God is taking you or where you want to be next on this journey? All right. These are just some questions, some really, really strong questions just to ask you as you are still navigating and coming into this new chapter, into this new season, into this new year, right? What is it that you are still not doing, which is keeping you in the same place? What is something that you are still not doing that's keeping you in the same place? And then I go back again to my question, which is, do you like yourself? Do you like yourself? Because one of the things I have discovered just with some of the wife clients that I've been working with recently is some of these things you are not pursuing and moving forward with because it's something about you that you are still struggling with. It's something about you that you are not pleased with. It's something about you that you are not liking about you. And you need to break through to whatever that thing is. Be honest from where you are right now. Do you like yourself? Or is there something you need to work on? Is there something that you see that needs to be changed ASAP, immediately, like right now? What areas are you still struggling with? What is it about you that you do not like about you at this time, right? And so I wanted to come on today for a few reasons. One, to reintroduce Buoyancy Wife Coaching and just bring to your attention some of the things that we are going to be doing moving forward. I had mentioned to you guys last year that we were going to be making some new changes. And so I want to bring those things to your attention. I have gotten my assignment from the Lord for this year, and I am ready to move forward with the things that He is calling me to do and making sure that I'm doing those things effectively and doing those things how He would have me to do. Like I mentioned, if you are not on my email list, I want to encourage you to get on my list. I do a lot of wife coaching and nurturing through my email list. So a lot of times I have wives who are just saying, I'm just not able to work with you at this time. And they are part of my email list, and you can get nurturing through that. And I am just that coach who just share a lot of revelation. I share a lot of things that the Lord, share with me. And then when He gives me permission to say, I say those things and put that out there. So if you're not on my email list, I want to encourage you to get on my email list. Do you like yourself? This is a big deal. This is a serious question. This is something that you need to sit with and really, really examine and see where you are when it comes down to how you feel about you. One of the things I can say from like I said, I had to take out the coach hat. I had to take out the coach hat for a couple of weeks and really, really just sit with the Lord and see what it is that He was showing me. And He pointed out some things to me that I was unfamiliar with, some things that was taking place with me right underneath my nose that I wasn't aware of, but God made things all well and made things come about in the right timing. I just feel like God is a time God, and He will bring things to your attention when that time is right. And so there are some things that I discovered working with clients still. They have discovered some things about themselves that, this is some things I just do not like and I need to work on. And so that's a question I'm asking you today. I am submitting that question to you today and really, really want to encourage you to sit with it. Do you like yourself? Because if you are honest about yourself, then you will be able to make an honest decision about what's next for you and what's really, really needing to change in your life, to do the necessary things, to make the necessary steps, to go forward as God is pushing you, persuading you, talking to you, telling you things that you need to do and work on and improve in. All right. One of the things I have discovered as a wife coach is there are so many women, wives, who are still struggling with their true identity. Some women just do not like themselves. They are still struggling with some of the things that they are navigating through. They struggle with unspoken insecurities. This is a biggie. And there are some areas they do not like about themselves, that they do not like to talk about, that is very, very, very difficult for them to speak about. Yet they are unwilling to acknowledge it and make the necessary changes. It's like they know that something is wrong. They know that something is off. They know that something needs to be changed, but they're not willing to change it yet. What's up with that? Right? What's up with that? One of the things that when God called me out on something, I'm trying to, make those necessary adjustments, right? I'm trying to make those necessary adjustments. And even if it's something hard or difficult, I'm definitely asking him to really, really help me to, move forward with this. I'm just not that type of person who wanted to stay in one place. And when God, petitions me with something or brings something to my attention, I want to make sure that I am moving forward on what it is that he's telling me to do, right? So a lot of women, a lot of wives are struggling with insecurities that they're just not willing to talk about or speak about, or they're not even willing to acknowledge at this time. When you are married, and this is just from my own personal experience, and this is just, again, me just coaching other wives, but when you are married to an unhealthy spouse, and let's just say, for instance, you have a bad day, right? You are married to an unhealthy spouse, and let's just say you have a bad day. The very first thing that unhealthy spouse is going to attack is your insecurities. The first thing that spouse is going to attack is the things that you struggle with. They're going to go for the lowest place. They're going to attack the place that is sensitive to you. They're going to attack the areas that, that you have shared with them, in areas and times and moments of, confidentiality. They're going to go for those low places. And if you are still struggling with that, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to have a hard time navigating through that, right? What parts of you are you still struggling with, wife? What areas that you know that I need to really, really fix this? Like, I'm literally here and you still have time. We still at the top of the year. Every day is a new day. Come on, Jesus. God give us that new mercy every day. Every day is a new day to start over. It's not just because we are at the top of the year, but every day is a new day. And so what is it that you're struggling with that if somebody was to call you out on this, that will hurt, that will sting, that will bite, that will, I ain't like that. Like, what is that area? What is that thing that if that was to be called out, if somebody was to put that on Front Street, if somebody was to, record that, what would be that thing that you be like, I don't really like that about myself. Like, that's something I just really don't like. And I really, really want God to, work on. Is an area that you still are struggling with unforgiveness with, a prideful and resentful heart. A lot of wives that I talk to are still struggling with just having that hardened heart themselves. Like, yes, their husbands' hearts are hardened, but they are still struggling with having a hardened heart themselves. Is it a foul mouth? Come on, Jesus. Is it a rude and mean and nasty attitude? Do you struggle with your weight? Do you have low self-esteem? Are you struggling with codependency? Right? Do you fold when you walk into a room of people? Just say, for instance, you walk into a room full of pretty women. Do you fold? Do you kind of like, look down on yourself, or do you like turn your nose up at certain ones? Right? Or are you acceptance of constructive criticism? Do you accept constructive criticism? Are you a critical person? Are you jealous? Are you dealing with envy? Come on, Jesus. Do you envy others and what they accomplishments are and the things that they are accomplishing? Do you shun away, from others who are doing better than you? Right? Do you flinch at someone else's success or someone else's come up? Do you fret about not having what someone else have? Like, this is the time in the season to be honest with yourself. Like, everybody talking about 2025 is my year to thrive. All right, so if you're gonna thrive, then you got to pull out some of that junk that's hidden, some of that stuff that nobody is paying attention to, some of that stuff that nobody's paying attention to, some of them things that nobody would know about it unless they call you out on it, unless they keep digging and pulling and poking, and now you provoked, and now that person shows up. Like, do you have to get pushed to that place for your ugly side to come out? Or can you be honest with yourself and say, you know what, this is an area, these are some things that I really, really need to work on. What is really going on with you? Is there areas about yourself that you really, really don't like? Is there areas about yourself that you like, I'm still struggling with this, all right? I share that to say, until you are really honest with yourself about the things you need to work on and improve, your marriage injury is not your biggest issue. Let me say that again. Until you really, really are honest with yourself about the things that you struggle with yourself, about the things that you dislike about yourself, your marital injury is not your biggest issue. A lot of times people think that it's about my marriage, my marriage, my marriage, my marriage, my marriage. And they just looking for answers for their marriage. They just want somebody to fix their marriage. They just want you to give me an answer for my marriage. Please tell me that my marriage is going to be okay. Please tell me that everything's going to work out with my marriage, my marriage, my marriage. And it's like, the marriage part is not even your biggest concern here. All right? Part of it, maybe, but definitely not all of it, right? What would it prosper? What would it prosper for God to restore your marriage, bring that husband back home, make your marriage new again, get you back in a healthy place in your marriage, and you are still not at your best self? You are still struggling with things. You are still covering up things that you know that you need to address. What would it prosper God to get that man back in that place, and your heart is still ugly, your heart is still have envy in it, jealousy? What would it prosper God to do those things, and you have not dealt with yourself? And these are one of the things that I'm just always highlighting to my wife clients that I work with. Your marriage is only part of this journey, right? Your marriage is only part of this journey. Your marriage injury was just the invite. I cannot emphasize that part enough. It was just the invite. But the pain and the things that God is bringing to surface, some of those things that you are experiencing, is so much deeper. God just allowed your marriage injury to bring it to light. God just allowed your marriage injury as a means to get your attention. Let me in. I want to come in. I want to be a part of this. Let me help you on this journey. Your marital injury, wife, was just the invite. The things that God is seeing and looking at is saying, he's saying, it's so much deeper. There's so much healing I want to do in you. There's so much restoration I want to bring forth in you. There's so many different changes I want to do. There's so much development that I want to do in you. There's so much growing you up that I need to do in you. There's some things I really, really need to call you out on, but a lot of wives are not in that place, and they're not ready to receive it because they're so focused only on the marriage that they're not focusing on, why did God allow these things to happen? Why did God allow these things to come forth like this? Why did God allow me to be in this place and space and bring these things up? So then you have those wives like, oh, well, Coach T, but I've been doing my work. I've been healing. I've been acknowledging my feelings. I've been being honest with myself. I've been journaling, fasting. I've been going to church. I've been reading my Bible. I've been going to all the groups. I've been doing all that stuff. So what's going on with me then? So why is things still not working out in my marriage? Why have God not did anything? Why have God not said anything? Why have God not made any changes? Why have not, I have not seen the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living concerning my marriage. Like, I'm doing everything what the people are telling me to do. I'm doing everything the people telling me to do. And yet, instead, I mean, the testimonies, the stuff, the stories, the books I've been reading, all that, right? But I still ain't seeing no changes. I still ain't getting nothing out of this. I still ain't seeing God move. What I'm doing wrong? What I'm coming short at? Because I'm doing everything that y'all telling me to do on these videos and stuff. I'm doing what you telling me to do. What were the instructions God gave you about your marriage? These are just a few questions I want to just throw out to you, right? What were the instructions God gave you about your marriage? What is your conviction about your marriage? This is something that God has been weighing on me a lot lately about what is the conviction? Because a lot of wives say, well, I got the instruction, but what is the conviction? Because the conviction and the instruction are two separate things, right? The instructions is don't leave that marriage, stay in that marriage, don't divorce, yada, 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 right? But the conviction is what keeps you on that day when you ain't seeing no changes, when you ain't seeing nothing happening, when this nigga acting like, right? You ain't seeing these things. What is the conviction and what is keeping you from saying, I'm going forward, I'm moving on? What is keeping you from doing those things? What is keeping you from not doing the very thing that you want to do because nothing is happening, nothing is changing, nothing is, moving in the direction that you thought it would be moving in? What is it that's keeping you, right? So there's a difference between the instruction and the conviction. I have one white client who she has an instruction. She has something biblically that she's been following through just with God's word. But she does not have a conviction. And so anytime something goes wrong in her marriage or anytime something goes left, she's quick to say, I'm going to go. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go. I'm going to leave. But if you have a conviction, you don't just pop up and say, I'm going to go. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go like that. No, you have a conviction. And that conviction sometimes is one of the things that's needed to keep you girded, to keep you in that and to keep you in that place. What promise or divine or prophetic word did God release to you about your marriage? What has God been telling you about your husband over the past 30 days? Right? Are you working on your God assignments, your other earthly assignments? Did God tell you to move, to go back to school, to start a business? Did he tell you to divorce that man? Did he tell you it was okay for you to leave that home? Did he tell you it was okay for you to invite your family to come stay with you? Did he tell you it was okay for you to move in this direction and move in that direction? Or have you been making these types of moves on your own? My point is, what is God communicating with you? And what is it that you should be doing or not be doing in this new season? Because a lot of times what's happening is so many are, how the Bible says in, Proverbs 3, lean not to your own understanding, but they are. they are. And a lot of times they're doing this because they have no type of guidance. They have no type of blueprint. They have nothing that they're going by. They're just out here I'm just out here trusting God. I'm just going to just walk by faith. I'm going to just... But when God is putting people on your path to help you, to align you, to get you in a place that you need to be, you can't say, well, I didn't know, because God's like, I got people I got in place to help you know. So many are walking in their own ways. So many are leaning to their own understanding, and they're doing things their own way. Three things every person should be working on this year. 1, improving their relationship with God. 2, becoming equipped with the assignments that he's giving you. You need to be equipped with the assignments that he's giving you and know the direction that he's taking you in. 3, encountering the results from your labor. If you're saying that you're doing the work, then you should be seeing results. If you're saying that, I feel like God is telling me this, and that, then you should be seeing the results. It should not be a reason that you're not seeing the results if you feel like you are walking in the ways of the Lord and you are doing the things that God is asking you to do, right? Too many people are going and doing what they feel like they should be doing, and not enough people are consulting the Lord. People not talking to God about what's really going on with them. People not really being honest. People really don't have no regiments together. They say they have goals, but they're not realistic goals. They're putting stuff on paper. They're writing things out, but they're not following through with it. They're not pursuing the things. They're all out of alignment. They're listening to this person. They're listening to that person. They go into this church, but they listen to what this person says. You need alignment in this season. You need alignment in this season. There's some things about yourself that you do not like. There's some things about yourself that God is trying to call you out on. There's some things about yourself that is hindering you, from going to the next level, from going to the next place, from moving forward with the things that you are doing. And you're trying to figure out, what is this thing that's holding me in this place? What is this thing that's keeping me in this same place? And you're so busy fighting with whatever you think it is, that you are overlooking that there's something about me that I don't like. There's something about me that I'm still struggling with. There's something about me that's keeping me in this position. What is Coach T doing in this season? What am I doing? I want to just be transparent with you and just share a few things that I'm doing, even as a coach, right? And how I'm trying to navigate through this new chapter that God even has me on. Like I said, one of the things y'all gonna always get from Coach T is transparency. But I have learned that I have to show up on these platforms a whole lot differently, right? Because monitoring spirits are real, right? God exposed a lot of things that I was unaware of, but he had brought it to my attention before, and I kind of was like slack on it. So I'm having to show up a little bit differently. My time has to be cut in half, like tremendously. I have to get on, so I got to say, and get off. But when I'm on, I want to make sure that I'm being effective. I want to make sure that I'm encouraging. I want to make sure that I'm guiding and directing. I really want to make sure that I'm getting out the information that God wants me to get out to you. Listen, wife, this is not about your marriage. Your marriage was the invite. Your marriage was first base. Your marriage is what got you to this place. Your marriage was the vehicle to get you to this place. Now that you are here, God is saying, let's work on you. Let's get some things together in you. Because what would it prosper? Your marriage. What would it prosper? Your husband. What would it prosper you? For me to bring these things back together and y'all still in this same place. For me to bring these things back together and in no movement taking place. All right? I gotta go because it's 1:22 and my son have a doctor's appointment. So I gotta go. So this year, in this 2025 year, Coach T is focusing on Christian wives who are in the medical field, or who are in leadership roles going through a marital grievance. And it has resulted in a mental health crisis. I am specific about who I want to coach and work with in this new coming year because I am looking for women who are committed, right? I am looking for women who are committed to doing what is necessary. I want to work with wives who are serious about their assignments and the things that God has called them to do in their marriage. If you're just looking for somebody just to give you an encouraging word, if you're just looking for somebody just to, kind of like just give you a scripture here and there, if you're just looking for somebody just to come and preach and teach to you and you're not trying to do anything or you're not trying to invest or move forward, I'm probably not the coach for you, right? I'm probably not the coach for you. These wives, one, know that God has asked them to stay in this unhealthy marriage. They're not wavering in that. They're not second guessing it. They know God has told me to stay in this marriage. Two, they are committed to being on a consistent regimen to help them grow, learn, get better on their journey. Right? They are committed to being on a consistent regimen because they know that stopping, going up, stop, down, up, no, doing that is not consistent. And so therefore you will not get the results that you're looking for. You will not get what it is that you're needing. Right? And three, they're not just sitting around waiting for something to happen. Come on, Jesus. I can't stand a lazy bride. They're not just sitting around waiting for something to happen. They are still showing up like bosses while they are trusting God, right? While they are trusting God concerning their marriages. They're still making boss moves. They're still showing up. They're still saying, you know what? Yea, though he slay me, I am still going to keep moving on this journey. You know what? I may fall down, but I'm getting back up again. Come on, Jesus. You know what? I had a rough day yesterday. I struggled in that yesterday, but you know what? I'm going to continue to pursue God because this very thing that he started in me, he is going to see it through to fruition. These ladies have character. These ladies have integrity. And these ladies are about their business. They know that this marriage injury is not just about their marriage. They know part of this marriage injury is something that God is doing in their lives. These women are not punks. Right? And I'm sorry for using such strong language, but this is just what it is. This is just how I feel like God has given to me. They are not making excuses on why they cannot be committed to their journey, because it's the commitment and when they see the results. It's the commitment when they see the results that they're looking for. There is layers to this journey. It's not a one-time thing. It's not a one answer. It's not a, okay, let me just get what I need to get. No, there is layers, and things happen and take place in different seasons. There is a time clock on what you are going through. Come on, Jesus. There is a timing when God releases things and he brings forth things. And if you are not in place and you're not in position, and if you're not, following through what it is that he's calling you to do, you miss it. Right? You completely miss it. And y'all know what I say every single time. Don't miss your shift. Don't miss your shift. Don't miss what it is that God is trying to get to you in this season. It's layers to this. And what I have discovered is that God is always revealing something new to you in each season. But if you quit while believing, if you stop doing it, if you're not consistent, if you don't show up, you miss important instructions, insights, wisdom, knowledge, revelation that God wants to give to you. Too many wives are missing their next instructions, their next steps, their next, what they're supposed to be doing next, because they stop being consistent. They feel like, oh, well, I figured it out. My husband is just this. We just in this place. We just doing this. We just doing that. And so this is what it is. And they stop being consistent. They stop showing up. When really God is like, no, this is when you need to dig in a little bit more. You got to go in a little bit more harder than that. All right. And so I shared with you on last year that I will be changing the way I do my consultations in the new year. Like, a lot of wives want to just, do a consultation. They want to just pop in. What's going on, Miss Lady? They want to just pop in and they don't want to, come back and follow up. It's like, that's not helping you. That's wasting my time. Now you don't went in 2, 3, 4, 5 months, a whole year done passed by. Now we got to go over your whole story, because no. Ain't nobody got time for that this year. All right. It's either you going to get on board and you going to roll, or you going to just get off. Because the things that God has brought to my attention, the things that God is sharing, the things that God is putting out there, it's like, you got to be serious about this journey, or you just don't do this journey, right? I mentioned several times that one session is not enough to really get established as a wife client of mine. Maybe for another coach, but for me, I share too much insight. I give too much wisdom. I share too much revelation. When I'm speaking to a wife client, God allows me to pour into her and share things and tell her things that she may not even known. There's too much at stake for me to just meet with you one time. So that is no longer, I'm not saying that it's not an option. You can meet with me with one time for a price, of course, but that's not really the way I really want to roll, because that already automatically tells me that you're not really serious about what's needed on this journey. You're not necessarily seriously. All right. One session is not enough to be established as a wife client of mine. And I really only want to work with clients who are serious, which is why I have highlighted, specific wives I want to work with. Christian wives, right? Christian wives in the medical field or in leadership roles, because these ladies have a certain type of integrity and walk in a certain type of character, or at least they should be. And so these are the women that I'm really, really, focusing on as we move forward in this new year. I put together a 444 package that allows my wife clients an opportunity for me to walk through this journey with you a little bit more, for me to get a little bit more information from you, for me to be able to pour into you a little bit more, for you to be able to share a little more, for me to be able to help you come up with a better regimen that works for you. So some people are like working on their weight. Others are buying new homes. Some are starting new careers and businesses. Some are, seeking, and some are seeking God's purpose, right, for their lives. And though your purpose is not your marriage, right, it definitely has an attachment to it. God is trying to show you something in your marriage injury, with your marriage pain, with the marriage hurt. God is trying to show you something, and purpose is attached to it. Your marriage is not your purpose, but there is something attached to this that God wants you to get, learn, and glean from. All right. And so my new 4 for 4 first time wife clients and for wife clients who want to, like I said, have a marital regimen on how to navigate through this system. It is good for first time wife clients, but also for wife clients who need a regimen on how to navigate through this. For the ones who are saying, I feel like God has told me to stay. I don't know why God has told me to stay, but I'm going to continue to stay. I'm going to continue to stand. I'm going to continue to walk through this journey. This is for you, right? This is for you. You will be given a wife assessment, an in-depth consultation on your marital injury, and what your options are. So many wives are in a place of, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know what's next. I'm confused. I don't know what I'm supposed to be, what's if I'm going or coming, if I'm staying or leaving. This is going to help you. This is going to help you to iron out some of those questions. You're going to get knowledge and wisdom and understanding of where your husband is from a spiritual perspective. One of the things that I do in my sessions is really, really try to help wives to understand where your husband is on this journey. A lot of wives are trying to figure out, what he got going on, this and that, and this, that. I help wives to get a clear understanding of where exactly her husband is and what God is telling her to do concerning what's next with her marriage, right? And so you're going to get understanding and insight on that, and the necessary steps to take moving forward in order for you to heal and recover from what you've been going through in your marriage, right? Now, like I mentioned, will we have a one-time consultation available? Yes, we will. Yes, we will. But like I said, my prices have changed, and so that price has went up. So a one-time consultation now is $375 if you just want one consultation. Or you can get 4 sessions. You can get 4 sessions with about $1,000, right? And so it's like, why not take advantage of that? And then you get more. You get more in that. You get more in that. Will I have one-time consultations available? Yes. And you will have to pay that extensive price. However, I want you to be able to have more and get more for your buck and get more of an understanding of what you're doing. And this is why I'm emphasizing the seriousness behind I want to work with serious wives who are serious about this journey. Not just somebody who's just looking for a quick word, looking for a quick fix, looking for a quick, message, looking for something just to hold me over. No, I'm looking for wives who are willing to invest in this journey, because God did not call you to this place just for you to just check it off and move on to the next. No, there is something that he's trying to get to you, and he's utilizing this marital injury as a means to grow you up, to develop you, to show you, to improve you, to make you better. He is using your marital injury as a means to get you to that next place, right? I've also, like I mentioned, if you was part of Vision Night 2025, I mentioned to some of the ladies there, some of my single ladies who are interested in, taking their self-care seriously and really, really want to get alignment in their life and get alignment in some of their relationships. I'm offering the same type of ordeal for them. If you're on my list, you will hear more about this. I'll send this out more in detail, but I will be working specifically with single ladies who are trying to prioritize their self-care in this season. My question for you is, what's next, wife? What is next? Do you really like yourself? Are there some areas that you really, really need to work on? Is there something that you really, really need to say, you know what? I need to really, really improve in this. Because if you are serious and you are honest with yourself, you want to make the necessary changes that's needed to be made right now. I want to encourage you to get on the right path and pursue God's call, his, the plan that he has for your life in this season. We are at the top of the year. We are still at the top of the year. There's still time. There's still time for you to make those changes. If you are a wife client of mine and I have not seen you in over 3 months, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? It is time for you to get on board, right? Now, going into the new year, one of the things I have been looking over is, instead of you checking in every 3 months, I'm going to encourage wives to check in every 2 months. If your husband is not in the home, I'm going to encourage you to check in every 2 months, because, like I said, one of the things that God has really, really been weighing in on me is there are instructions, there are things that I am trying to get to them, and they need to know these things. And so if you originally was checking in every 3 months because your spouse was in the home, I want to encourage you now that we're going to check in every 2 months. Now, if your spouse is in the home and you've been checking in once a month, you want to continue doing those things. However, if more support is needed, I would encourage you to check in twice a month, right? I would encourage you to check in twice a month. A lot of times, one of the biggest issues that I run in with wives is they are being deceived. And they're running into a lot of blind spots. Because a lot of times they are a blind spots in a confusion spirit. And the reason why they run into a confusion spirit is because they listen to this person, they listen to this coach, they in this person group, they in that person group. And I'm not saying that you can't be a part of different groups. What I am saying is you need to make the main thing, and you need to make sure that whoever you are allowing to coach you in this season concerning your marital injury, allow them to do it in a way that is going to be in alignment with the way and plans that God have for you. One of the things that I can say I have put together since sliced bread is this 4 for 4 special. And it's not even a special. It's something that I'm doing now. It's my new way of consulting with wives and really trying to get them in a place to come up with a regimen and to be consistent on this journey so they can continue to move forward in the ways and the things of God. There is so much more that Coach T want to share with y'all. So much transparency, so much I have to share, and I really want to get out to you, but I really want to work with wives who are serious in this season. What is it that you are still struggling with? Do you really like yourself? Because if you really like yourself, you will pursue the plans of God and do what it is that he's calling you to do in this season. I want to encourage you to sign up for your consultation package today. You can do so at www.marriagechroniclesbytanika.com. Listen, I miss y'all so much. I can't wait to speak to you guys on Saturday. I will talk to you then. Let me know if you have any additional questions. Keep connected through my email. Keep connected through the community board. Even when I don't post a video, I'm trying to keep you connected through email or on my community board. You can always get information there. My main area where you can find me mostly is on Instagram. Buoyancy_coach_ his wife. Did I do that right? His wife _buoyancy coach. Right? That's where you can find me at the most on Instagram. I do a lot of I share a lot of information and do a lot of things there on my Instagram page. Get connected, y'all. Get serious about this assignment. Get serious about you. Do you really like yourself? Find out. Sit with yourself. Know that this is the time, this is the season for you to get in alignment with God. He has something he wants to say. All right. I love y'all. I will talk to you soon. Sign up today for your consultation package, www.marriagechroniclesbytanika.com. Or if you're just a wife who's ready to get on board with your wife regimen as far as what God is asking you to do, you can sign up for this package as well. www.marriagechroniclesbytanika.com. I'll talk to y'all soon. All right. Blessings.